Triad thing is very big, very organised. It's very brutal. This gang thing is very brutal. Stabbed his heart 7 times. His foot cut 4 times. It was painful death. The police are corrupted. Guy walking into the gambling den, picking up an envelope. What's in that envelope? What, a letter? Come on, a letter. There's money inside of it. If someone needs to get rid of yes, they can get rid of him. Very simple, yeah. And we're not messy.
Bodies go missing and no one knows how.
No. The Triad operation, got the cameras all around whole Chinatown. They can see every whole Chinatown. So there's no one can come in and come out without them seeing you. That's how they got it locked like that. Yeah, it broke my heart, my brother. When I found my brother died, And then they ended up chopping his hand off, took the whole hand there. They chopped it off and took it away, didn't get back to him. You know what I mean? When I talk, I want to cry, brother. But the honest truth is, bro, gang life to me is dead. Waste of life. Sat in jail for 15 years and I come out for nothing. But let it go. It's not worth it, brother. You're going to sit in jail for a bit of ego. Come on, man, guys.
Welcome to Your Camel. All about grinding today for a better tomorrow. So if that's your kind of jam, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, man. Today we got a special guest.
Alhamdulillah.
Richard, aka Musa. Welcome to the podcast, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Alhamdulillah. It's nice to be here. Thank you for the invite, Aki.
You're very welcome, man. Really excited.
Alhamdulillah.
The Chinese Triad gang has always fascinated me, if I'm being honest with you, right? Because they're not your typical gang, bro.
No, not at all.
They're not flashy. They're not going out there, guns blazing on the streets.
It's all undercover. Everything's undercover.
Do you get me?
Always undercover.
They're like ghosts.
Yeah.
Operating covertly in the shadows.
That's the best way to move around with, getting people to, especially the police. We like to move around police in us, and when police activities get involved, it gets nitty gritty and it gets hard.
100%. Yeah. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous gang. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You lived that life for 37 plus years.
Yeah, plus years.
Yeah. You went through, the lowest of the ranks to the highest, to one of the most feared and respected gang members.
Yeah.
And we're going to explore that story and unpack it. But paint a picture for us, bro. Like, at the height of it, what was it like being part of that gang? And summarise the violence, the intimidation, and what separates this gang from other gangs?
Okay, this gang is more organised, and you got orders, you got sergeants, control, and it is very brutal. This gang thing is very brutal, and you just do what you got to do in this gang life. But the most important is when you're in this gang life is about loyalty and respect, and you earn your way up into the ladders, to the ranking. And to be honest with you, once you get there, you get things in your hand and things are in reach, from money to clubs, women, and so on. If you get what I mean, this really goes on beyond there. And everywhere you go in the country, you're respected. And when you leave this country into Europe, you're respected in Europe. You go into China, Vietnam, anywhere, wherever. This gang of Triad thing is very big. Yeah. Very organised.
It's international.
International, yeah. So that shows you that how they're organised. This organisation is not a small organisation. Yeah. It's a serious organisation.
It's a serious network. Organisation is key. It's very hierarchical as well.
Yeah.
And it's worldwide. That's so interesting, bro, because they're involved in things like drug trafficking, extortion, gambling. Yeah. And these are all hidden, like I said.
All hidden, yes. Very hidden. Very.
Yeah. Give us a bit of a history, bro. Like, how did it all start in the UK?
All right, back in the 60s, Georgie Pye, WSW, Wars War.
Yeah, that's a Manchester gang, right?
Yeah, Manchester. They started in Manchester, and it's like a disease that spread all around the country. And he's the first one who actually introduced WSW into the UK. And he was also the first person that used a machete and chopped someone in the UK. So
Georgie Pye.
Georgie Pye, very big guy. He's passed away now, I think about 5 years now. And I had dinner with him about a year and a half before he passed away. He's a nice guy, He's a nice guy. First time I met him was probably about when I was 26, 27 in Manchester. It's the first time I went down there to back up a beef that happened up in Manchester against the freshie, the Chinese people that came from the fresh ones that came over. They had a bit of beef up there, and went up there to back it up. And obviously, when I went up there, nothing happened. Stayed there for the night. Next day, they took me to a restaurant. I had dinner. I went back to London, and the same night that I went back to London, it kicked off. Right. And big machete attacked in the restaurant. They started chopping everyone inside the restaurant, right downstairs to where I was staying at the time in Chinatown.
That's crazy. So Georgie Pye is the main figure who brought it into the UK. I believe from Hong Kong he brought it. Yeah. You mentioned a gang, Manchester gang, WSW, which stands for Wars War.
Wars War, yes.
Yeah, and that's the main gang as well as another main gang called 14K.
Yeah, 14K, yes.
Which you was part of as well.
I was part when I was about 13 years old, Yeah. I joined this gang when I was 13, stayed in the gang. I left at 16. I left the gang because I had a partner at the time. her family was a wealthy family. The Chinese and I'm Vietnamese background, and they didn't like the Chinese Vietnamese kind of thing because you have levels, poor and rich, and they don't like that. Their family had money. Anyway, they disagreed with my relationship, and they got the Vietnamese involved. And the Vietnamese Triad gang members involved to come and chop me up and make something of me. They threatened to kill my family and whatnot. The Vietnamese gangs. There was about 7, 8 of them, grown men. I was probably I was at that time. I was got my partner. I must have been about 15.
Yeah.
And they offered me the only ticket out. This is a bully. The guy's got is a bully. His name's Gong Tae. And there's the top boss at the time was called Dalawa. Gong Tae picked up machete. 21 years old. I was 15 years old. Picked up machete. And said the only ticket out is to pick up the machete. So I picked up the machete. And then obviously my machete is probably about that big, and he had a big one like this. And then my boss got scared. It's a 14K. So he put his feet on me, kept me down, and said, "Are you stupid? Sit down." As I left, obviously we got out of the house. Then Dalawa came over. He's very reliable, a good guy. Very good guy. And he came over to me and said, "I like your courage, the guts that you have, and I'm not going to hurt you. What I'm going to ask you for today is to let the girl stay at home. You can go, and if she runs out of the house tomorrow." We won't get involved. We promise we won't get involved. Just let us stay here. Anyway, so we've done that. So my boss agreed with that. So we went home. But then my oldest brother was on holiday at that time. He just came home. He came home after 2 weeks after he heard what happened. And he went ballistic. And they called him Rambo. And they called him Rambo. They didn't call him Rambo for no reason. He was a serious guy. He came home and he found out what happened. He got me out of bed, he kicked me out of bed and said, "Come, we're going to go and deal with this matter." I don't know what he's talking about. I said, "What happened to you?" I was in the house. We're going to go straight over there. And I remember walking over to the house at the time. He went into a shop and had a big French stick, the bread. And he was eating it. And they said, yes, he snapped half it, gave it to me. He said, "Eat this, enjoy this, because this could be our last meal today." That's the way that's how his mindset. This could be our last meal today. And then, that's it. I gave up 14K. I walked away 14K. People say to me, you can't go to one gang and leave another gang.
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't explained this on other podcasts.
Right.
But now I'm explaining it to you guys today why I left it.
Yeah.
So after that, I just said to my boss, here's your thing. I'm done. Take the envelope. Obviously, give a certain number. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with your gang. You couldn't protect me.
Right.
So then, when I left that gang, one of the brothers I know was with WSW, and this was on 2016. He said to me,
and these are rival gangs, by the way. 14K
gangs,
and WSW.
Rival gangs, yes.
Right.
So then, I just said, okay, let's do it. So I went over to the SW gang. Yeah. Joined the SW, and then it went from there. It took off from there. Everything took off from there. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Because we haven't even got into the story, right? Yeah. But a lot's already happened in while you were 15 years old, so young. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I want to cater to a couple of audiences here. I've got a few objectives. I want to give people insight into the Triad gang, how they operate, and what separates them from other gangs as well. Because one thing is. What's unique about Triads as well is that if you got a 14K or WSW in the UK, there's one abroad as well.
They're everywhere. There's abroad everywhere.
Same gang, but different locations.
Yeah, different locations. Anywhere there's a Chinatown in the whole world, there's Triads exist.
Anywhere there's a Chinatown, there's a Triad. That's crazy. When I walk down Chinatown now, I'm going to see Chinatown differently. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I'm going to look at it from a different lens now.
So you're from Manchester yourself, yeah? Yeah. So when you walk into Chinatown, the whole Chinatown, imagine what Chinatown, obviously you're Manchester, I've been there, yeah? The whole Chinatown inside, the other side of Chinatown. The Triad operation got the cameras all around the whole Chinatown. They can see the whole Chinatown. So there's no one can come in and come out without them seeing you. That's how they got it locked like that.
It's smart if you think about it, right? Establishing not only their culture, their base. It's like a base, actually, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But how the Triads operate is particularly interesting to me, man, because as you mentioned before, they run things like an operation, like an organization. They're not out there trying to attract attention to themselves.
No way,
right?
No way.
The more money driven.
Money driven, very, very.
It's all about the money for them.
Money and violence.
Money and violence. That's crazy. How do they primarily make their money?
Money laundering, gambling. Don't want to say this, but prostitution. Some going into human trafficking. As you already know the stories.
Yeah.
DVDs, CDs, they bring it in, export big amount of it in.
That's part of the Triad gang as well.
That's all part of them. Yes,
I remember that back in the days, Manchester, Windsor Road.
Yeah, it's all them.
Yeah, it's all them. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's all them. And
protection money, I mentioned this to you off camera as well, is particularly surprising because let's say a new business starts up in Chinatown.
Yeah.
Then they will go down and convince that business owner to pay them protection money.
They will send someone down, yes.
They will send someone down.
They will send someone down, yes.
What's the consequences of not paying or unable to pay?
They will smash up the restaurant. I'll put paint on it. I'll throw, excuse me for saying it, but human shit and piss and they put it on people, customer. Yeah, they do things like that. That's the kind of stuff they do. Paint or shitting piss on people. That's what they do.
What viewers might find surprising is that triads, they actually prey on their own communities,
Yes, they do.
East Asian communities.
It's easy, that's why.
That's crazy
It's
to
easy
me.
because the way is when they turn to the police for help, the police don't help them.
Yeah.
The police players that they close their eyes, they don't think nothing happened. Especially back in the 90s, there's 2 police officers that walk around in the 90s around Chinatown, the tall guy and the short guy. I can't remember the name now. It's been a long time. They are paid by police, and I was in the Triads, and the people say, "Oh, no, this is glorified." Come on, guys. I've seen the tall guy walk into the gambling den, picking up an envelope. What's in that envelope? What, a letter?
Yeah.
Come on, a letter? Really? There's money inside of it. I didn't see the money, but I'm pretty sure there's money in it. You know. And people say glorified. There's nothing to do with glorified. There's nothing to say. It's the facts is the facts. If you don't know something, just don't say. You know. What I seen with my eyes is what I seen. You know. And that's one thing about people when they see me. I never lie. I don't lie. I don't need a reason to lie to anyone. But if there's any place I lie, the only place you'll find me is a police station, or no comment. That's the only place you'll find me lying, or no comment. So if you say to me lying on this podcast or lying talk to people, no, I never do this. It's not my nature to do this.
Yeah, well, that leads me on to another question, right? Because you mentioned police there, right? How deeply connected are the triads? Because what you said there, and I heard you quote this as well, the police are in their pockets.
Yes, they are, yes.
What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate a bit more?
There's gambling dens in Chinatown. It's running for over 10 years. Illegally. And not illegal one, illegally, yeah? Gambling dens. People go there losing thousands, lose their wives, the family, and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. And police know it's operating. And they don't get it closed down.
So you're saying that the police turn a blind eye to this? Yeah,
they turn a blind eye to it.
Blatantly?
Yes, they're playing that.
Why?
For money. All for money. Because I've seen them, you know. How can you tell me that you operate gambling dens in Chinatown, right in central London, legally, and they don't get closed down? But you can't open a nightclub in the house, a legal nightclub for a day, they'll come down and swan it down straight away. But I've seen the same copper that was inside the gambling den. I'm not going to say which firm it was with. They collected an envelope in there. I seen him one time in there collecting an envelope. It must be several times, but I only seen him once in there.
That implies that there's corruption in the UK police force.
There's always corruption in them. There's one of the biggest gangs out there. And to be honest with you, when I did the interview with the BBC, when I mentioned to them about the police corruption, and I said the tall police officers, they knew exactly what I'm talking about. They knew exactly. So when it comes out, you'll see what I'm talking about. So it talks about it, so they know. The police are corrupted. That's what I say to people.
That's crazy.
They're very corrupted.
So going on the theme of how deeply connected the triads are, you don't have to go to the details, right? But the triad got you out of sticky situations. So, for example, there might have been a situation where they removed evidence or removed cameras, that sort of thing.
100%, yeah, 100. Me personally, every job I did for them, nothing needs to be removed. I went to jail, like I said before, not for them. I got away with, obviously, what I did for them, you know, it was dealt with, you know, like you say, you know, it was dealt with. So I never will get caught for anything I did for them. And if you did go, you know, to obviously prison, they will look after your family. That's what the rules are. Right. They look after you, but not a lot of time they don't. They just tell you that just to give you what you want to hear. Then you serve them and you do it, and you think you're going to go in life in prison and they look after your family. They don't. They don't do that. But if you get a little case here and there, solicitors, yes, they deal with that. But if you end up in jail for life or say 10, 20 years, they're not going to look after you. But that's what they tell you.
That's what they tell you?
Yeah, they tell you that, yeah, but they won't do that for you.
It's important to highlight that because that's the reality of the game, right?
Yeah,
we don't want to glorify anything.
Yeah.
We're here to tell the truth, right? To deter people away from this life, do you know what I mean? But that's a immense amount of capability and reach that they've got, do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's crazy. Where does that capability come from? What's the root of that power?
The guy at the top is organising all the money. All the money comes into the top. The dragon head gets all the money in and he puts the money to one side, but there are a lot of them that keep it to themselves. If it's small change, they'll put it out. If it's big change, they won't. They just let you go. It's like saying you serve the triad. For example, I know this is what I say to people. You serve this gang life, you think that you're there to, you know, you're respected by them. No. You're there to be used and disposed of, used and, you know, and disposed of. It's like a shaver. You buy a shaver, you use it, finish, you chuck it away. You know, disposable shaver. That's what they do. If you're useful to them and you catch a case, say for some GPH case, or you maybe chop someone up or something like that, and maybe look at about 5 years, 7 years, and you know if they think there's a chance that you bust in case, then they will invest in it. You know, keep you because you're gonna do another job for them. That's the only reason why they'll help you. But if they think that you're gonna bust the case and you're no good, they just let you go. But far as concerned with the triads, if you are Vietnamese ethnic and you're not from Hong Kong, you very rare you get to the top. You won't get to the top. You get closer to the top, but you will never get to the top. You never get to sit on the dragon head of the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always be below him. Yeah, they will never let that happen.
Why is that?
Yeah, because you're not the same bloodline as them. You have to be in that bloodline, Hong Kong, Chinese thing. Because we have Vietnamese in our bloodline, they're not gonna have it. They're not gonna have it.
But having said that, your name was respected from like, you're known in Manchester, London, Edinburgh, even like across the UK, right?
Leeds and Sheffield, all that, yeah.
And you went from a foot soldier to one of the highest ranks. Do you know what I mean? Like respected in that sense. So how did that come about? Like, where did that respect come from?
To be honest with you, so when I was in London, so it all started from London to Birmingham. So I get a phone call for WSW from I was there. Went up to we go to weddings, Triad weddings, weddings, and you go to meet brothers. And then I met a brother obviously in Birmingham. Obviously went to a wedding in Birmingham, met him. They had a bit of beef with some another group, and then I ended up taking my soldiers up there, my followers, and then we dealt with the situation. The one in Birmingham, poles, machetes are flying everywhere. I'm not going to go into details about it, but people got wounded, whatnot. Then you build up a name on you. People start saying, this guy's serious, Mans are bringing out poles, other mans are bringing out machetes, It gets to that level. Then we went back to Birmingham again, and this time someone had a nightclub. Did the nightclub, and Vietnamese people came from London to cause problems for this club in Birmingham. Chinese people open it. So it wasn't machetes no more. It came to the next thing, I'm not going to go into detail, but you know what it is, yeah? The next thing. So, so when that thing got pulled out and people were saying, the boss is saying, no, we don't want this here. We don't want these, we don't want firecrackers in here, That's what they say. We don't want firecrackers inside here. Machetes is enough, And then they said, this guy's next level. So then that's where you come up ranking. And then obviously the word got around really fast. And then like for Manchester, they needed help. I went up there, back up in Manchester a lot. Leeds had problems. We got the Leeds, back up the problem in Leeds, and so on, same kind of thing, And then you grow with respect, and people start to know you, and you come there, like to help them, and you're not going away with no money. We don't want no money for it, and this is how you earn your respect. So
essentially, you're a foot soldier, but then you were getting to do jobs here and there.
Yeah, and then I picked up jobs myself. I just worked on my own jobs. So it wasn't orders from my boss. Like I meet friends or connections up in Manchester, Leeds, or Sheffield, whatever. I would go and help them for my own, not because I was sent about order.
Oh, okay. So just out of your own.
That's how I built my respect.
Yeah.
That's how I grew from there. Yes. Yeah, if I was just through orders, it would be the boss picking up respect. Yeah. But because I was doing it from my own, you for me, say for example, you're Manchester yourself. You say, they call me Richard. They know me as Richard. Richard, you got a bit of beef down in Manchester. Can you send some boys up? I'll come up. I'll come up straight away. So just like on my own, I'm not because my boss told me. I'm going on my behalf. To help the brothers, and that's how it happened. It all started from there, and then I built a network.
And then you build it up from there, and just eventually grew because you were young, like you were like this in your 20s, by the way, right?
Yeah, I'm 20s. Yeah, in my 20s. I had to come out of jail. I went to jail in what year was it? 95. 95.
Yeah.
I went to jail in 95. Yeah, and I came out at the end of I can't remember. I was around that kind of time. Anyway, got a year, did 6 months. I lost some time, so I did about 7 months for ABH, first offence I ever got caught for. Yeah, ABH. So I must have been 21 when I came out, and that's when it all started to, this connection, going out there fighting for people, meeting my brothers. I meet riders, Johnsons, burgers in prison, all that kind of stuff. Dramas went around, and obviously my brother had inner war. I had to take care of the inner war, like you said. You heard me in the other podcast, so you can even go back to that podcast and listen to it. So we had inner war with our own gangs. And then got the Johnsons involved, and the riders came down from Birmingham to back on my beef, and from there we could make connections, and that's my next connection. Yeah, have a connection with Black Brothers, and then expanded my Triad movement activity with the Black Brothers.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, that is East Asian versus East Asian gang wars happening as well. That's it, own communities just fighting each other. Which again, I can't get my head around, bro, because even like in Manchester, the gangs and stuff like that, but they wouldn't necessarily fight their own or do like protection money, as you mentioned before, through their own people, through their own businesses, because in their mind, even though they're doing wrong, in their mind is that, this is our community, we're protecting our community.
Yeah, I know the Chinese don't look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's kind
of makes me sad, to be honest.
It's really sad. Yeah. Thinking about like this, and even I said to you before, going back to the war between the Chinese, we started gangs to protect ourselves from racism. Yeah. And then we got rid of the racism problem, which you can see it's come back again now, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's different now. Yeah. This is where the problem is. Now they start to see it differently now, because we realise we're not going to attack each other no more. Now we know where we're going to stand now. That's the difference. Yeah. So this is where people are going to start to realise differently. So back then, we formed gangs to protect us from racism, and then that racism went away. We got bored and we started attacking each other.
Yeah.
Fighting against each other. That's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Thinking back nowadays, it's sad. And when I went to jail, I met one of the deaf boys, and he's one of, obviously, on road, we won't be talking. But in prison, we're together. Because that's what we are. When you suffer racism together, even in prison, when it happened, and I stood for him, he stood for me, and I thought to myself, when I come out of prison, I want to make sure this death war ends, because we had war on and off for, I wouldn't say on and off, on for 4 to 5 years. And then after that, when I went to jail, came out, I squashed the beef with Tango, one of the brothers, Tango. A good brother, you know, he's a good brother. He moved out here from London. I want to say where he went to, you know, but he was a good guy. He was one of the leaders of Deptford at the time, and I negotiated him, and everything was sorted out. No more beef left. And yeah, it went from there. So as I said to people, you have to remember like this. We form gangs. We don't hurt one another. You hurting the community, brother. It's just embarrassing. Yeah. And that's what I said. It's no good. No good.
Yeah, it's just suppressing your own community. They're not going to grow, right?
It's not going to grow. It's not going to grow.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Like you said, is right. Yeah. You think back now, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's shameful, isn't it? Attacking your own people. Why are you going to do your own people when your people was never a big problem in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what they do because it's easy target, isn't it? Triads are all about easy target. It's not that they haven't got the manpower, but like I say, even when I said to you before, Triad in the UK won't exist if it wasn't for the Vietnamese immigrants. It's the Vietnamese people that made it big. It's us that made it big for them. We were the foot soldier. We went out and fight for them. We drew blood for them. They wasn't drawing no blood. Yes, Georgie Pye was the first guy that was WSW in the UK. Yes, he was the one who drew blood for someone first, but we're the one who continued it.
Yeah.
And got fear into people's eyes and things like that.
Yeah. You're half Vietnamese, half Chinese, just to clarify for the audience, yeah?
Yeah.
And the Vietnamese, from what I've heard, are doing on a different level when it comes to violence.
Very violent, yeah, very violent. Yeah, very violent. Violent in a way where, because the Vietnam War with America, and we've seen a lot of bad stuff, and we come from that bloodline where people getting killed for fun, and how the American came in and killed people for fun, and did what they did, people, and these horrible things they did. And we see all this kind of stuff. So what are you scared of when you see these things? You see no fear no more.
What viewers might find surprising, right? And when you told me this, I was like, what is this legit? Like, foot soldiers don't get paid at all.
No, they don't get paid, no.
A penny.
Not a penny, no.
That's surprising to me because the job role requires or demands extreme loyalty.
Yes.
So, for example, I've heard you say things like, big bosses may have done a crime or something, right? And they send a foot soldier to go to the crime scene to put their fingerprints on the scene.
Yes, sir.
Basically take the hit for the crime.
Yes, sir.
Why would someone be willing to do that if they're not getting paid?
Because that's when they come into the Triad life. You swear an oath, and the oath is to be loyal to the gang and always never let your brothers down and always answer to the top. And that's how they manipulate me. When they manipulate me like this, I've done things for them in the past. I told the truth, they didn't pay me nothing. And I think when you start thinking about it, it's cheapskate. Really cheap. How can you be a top gangster and you're not paying these youngers?
Especially where the money is at the top.
They're
money's
making
there.
big money. They're making really big money.
Yeah.
But there is something. It depends on which line you're on. That Triads have a lot of lines. Like say, maybe WSW you might have this one. The boss is running this area. There's another boss, but you go to the right boss. He'll look after you. There is a boss. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's from Kent. All the Triads at WSW, but Triads know what I'm talking about. The one from Kent, he's a very good. I've got a lot of respect for him. I love him as a boss. You know why? He looks after his people. He looks after his people. He always look after even the young ones, even the foot soldiers. He looks after all of them. Not like the rest of the other Triads. They're useless. They're all about themselves. All about putting money in their pocket.
There must be some kind of reward for that kind of loyalty.
Nothing. No.
Nothing.
No. When you finish your jail sentence, you're still alive and your gang is still active. Then when you come out of prison, they might send someone to pick you up and take you out to a restaurant, eat dinner, celebrate your release.
Yeah.
And then you're forgotten after that.
A free meal, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Really?
That's it. Shit. They promise you everything in the world. Yeah, give you this, give you that, give you nothing. I know guys that have done it.
Yeah.
I know guys that's done jail for these lot, and I tell you something straight: waste of life. Sat in jail for 15 years and I come out for nothing. Yeah, they come send someone pick them up, take them out to dinner, talk a big about him, and that's it. Finish. Forgotten. No position for him. So that's
I'm mentioning that to drill it in people out there that are doing a madness, want to join gangs, are allured by this lifestyle. But this is the reality.
This is the real, true reality of it.
This is the reality.
I don't care what gang you go with, what organisation you go with, it's all the same thing. The top dog gets the money, the small dog gets a jail sentence or early death. That's all it is. No such thing as you're going to get here. Unless you stand in the gang and you survive to the end and you take the guy at the top out, then you get his position. Apart from that, it's not going to happen.
So when you mentioned earlier you left the 14K gang, right?
Yeah.
So when you left, considering their reach and capability, did you not face any repercussions?
No, because my boss let me down there.
Right.
He let me down when I was in the house that day. I told you about the situation in the house with my partner, ex-partner.
Yeah.
He couldn't protect me, He couldn't protect me also. He left me to really just die, really, That day he told me to sit down. When I picked up his shit, he didn't have the minerals, no minerals.
Right.
Yeah, and he's older than me. He's meant to be my boss.
Right.
And I had more minerals than him. Yeah, I was like a loose cannon, can't control. Really hard to control. But we had a lot, yeah, we like to say to you, that's a lot of things. If you see life like this, is if you leave the gang, if like say for example, I had to walk away from the gang life and for no reason whatsoever, then that can cause a problem.
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was loyal to them all the way to the end, and I left the gang.
Right. So they let you down, and that's your ticket out, basically.
Yeah, that's to get out. Yeah, in the triad life is like this: if your boss done wrong to you,
Right.
For example, this is rule number one as a triad boss, and I've heard a lot of stories. A lot of triads out there, they call themselves triads, but they're what I call waste man triads. First thing first, you do not trouble each other's wives. Imagine I'm a triad boss and you follow me and you have a wife. If I'm troubling your wife, or you know, that's not on. That's rule number one. Even if I was a WSW gang member and I trouble another man's wife, I will get punished for that. Even an opposite gang member.
Right.
That's rules that they came out with. But some of them will break the rules, and these guys at the top are supposed to be the top guys. They break the rules. I find it very disgusting. I swore by it, and I never go touch it. When I swore by the gang life, I always say no wives, sisters, aunties. I don't no circle in the circle outside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, that's how you get out of the gang life. Or your boss let you down.
Right.
Yeah, well, boss can't protect you like my situation, or your boss done you wrong, then you can walk out. Then you can leave.
So I mentioned this off camera. You're like John Wick then. If anyone see the film, John Wick, his only way out was he had to do a job basically. But in your case, your boss let you down.
Yeah,
and that's why you're free, because you only left the Triads a few years ago.
I won't say I've left them. I just don't answer them no more.
Right.
Yeah. So since I came on to Islam for 2 years, 3 months, I still get phone calls like you've seen the message I told you before. Yeah. With 20 mil. Yeah, it's the 20 mil. Yeah, we'll talk about that 20 mil.
Yeah.
I was tempted to go do it, but I thought to myself, you know, I can't let my load down.
Be honest, bro. Do you ever get tempted to go back? Because what you mentioned the figure there, I didn't mention no figures.
Yeah, that's no problem. The figure's no problem.
You said £20 million job there, right?
Yeah.
Right. You get a certain percentage of that.
Yeah, 30%.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 30%. You're saying the numbers, G.
That's no problem.
So
I'm not doing. I haven't done no crime in it, so it's okay.
Yeah, fair. But don't you get tempted to go back to
the life?
Yeah. Considering that money, because you mentioned like you had 2 Tesco bags
paperwork, yeah. Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking a lot of money, let's just say, in these bags, taking it home like it's nothing.
To be honest with you, my brother, we made so much money one time that we got sick of counting money. Like I said to you before, we got sick of it. So when brothers are phone you say, let's go party, you just grab a stack and go party. You don't even want to count no more. It's just pointless to count. It's just too much. You just paperwork coming out from everywhere. So yes, you say tempting to go back, but to be honest with you straight, when I'm loyal to the gang, I was loyal on it, to the gang. So I'm home to Islam, I'm loyal to Allah. That's my loyalty is there. Yes, the temptation is there, but I always ask Allah to remove me from that temptation. SubhanAllah, keep me away from that. And I'm going to give a message to all the brothers and sisters out there. Islam's like this for me. You imagine a jigsaw puzzle. You got the corner pieces missing. You can still see the picture, can you?
Yeah.
Islam was a picture right in the middle, which we couldn't see, and that was my missing piece of puzzle. And that's why SubhanAllah for everything. You know what I mean? When I talk, I want to cry, brother. Because Allah's given me so much, my brother. So much.
I'm going to come to how you converted to Islam a bit later on. But I want to draw upon a few stories, if that's okay. Again, the intention for these stories is to, again, highlight the reality of this gang lifestyle, right? But if you don't mind, do you mind describing, because you got a scar on your head here. Yeah. Do you mind just telling the story of how you got that scar?
Okay, there's that scar there back in 95 when I had to come out of jail. Like I said early on, there's an inner war happened between my brother. My brother used to run nightclubs, and he used to make a lot of money. And as a Muslim now, we know the evil eye in it. Jealousy, hatred towards each other when we make money. So my brother was making a lot of money, bro. He was making a lot of money in nightclubs. So I organised one of the biggest clubs for him in nightclub. It was Adrenaline Village at the time. If anyone back in the 90s will know exactly what club I'm talking about, Adrenaline Village. I was in jail when I organised this club. So my brother said he wanted to organise a big event, over 3,000. He was doing like between 500 to about 1,000. But this event was over 3,000. So I said, no problem. So I said, go to my book. Obviously, you didn't have mobile phone. Take this number for me. Give me this number. I'll make some phone calls for you. So I phoned up CK Flash at the time. You can mention his name in this phone. No problem. CK Flash, my brother. What a good friend of mine. I know him since I was young. Michael for CK, so Choice FM DJ. Then his brother was Commander B. So I said, I need you to promote my brother's club on air.
So this guy had a radio station?
No, he worked for the radio station.
He worked for the radio station?
Choice FM, yeah.
Choice FM, okay, right, yeah, of course.
So I said to Michael, I wanted to put 2 slots. Tell me what's the best time for the slots. I want this club to bang, So Michael said, okay, no problem. We're going to get you 2 slots. We're going to get you a 10 o'clock one and 1:30 in the morning. I said, why 1:30? It's still late, isn't it, brother? He goes, well, people go clubbing. They come out of club or whatever. So if it's free, I can't remember. It's a late one. And Michael knows his stuff. I said, okay, Mike, do what you got to do, my brother. Okay,
this is back in the day, by the way, when radio was big, popping.
Radio was big. So anyway, the day of the nightclub comes now. So I'm in jail, innit? I don't know what's happening. My brother told me he had queues to go into that club over 2 hours, queues to get into that club. That was one of the biggest events any Asian ever done. And to today, no one's done it like that. And it was not just Chinese, it was all different, mixed, every colour was there, brother. The club was packed out. Yeah, so he made a lot of money. So we had one of the guys with us, his name's Charlie. He was a crackhead and heroin addict, he was on the drugs. So he wanted to use that. So my brother gave him a book, so 1,000 tickets. Right. So not 100 tickets. Sorry, 100 tickets on one book. So one ticket is £10, isn't it? Or after a certain time, it turns to 15. So what this dude did was he took one ticket, wrote 5. So let 5 people in one ticket. He was taking money for 5 people. So anyway, he took one book and he gave tickets for 5 people one ticket. So right. He got guys standing at the door that follows him. So they put 5 people through. He was making money on the side.
Who's this guy? Sorry,
Charlie. His name's Charlie.
Charlie. Okay, yeah.
You know, before he came on heroin, he was a good brother. But obviously, when heroin came over, that was it. His life was just totally messed up. And, you know, subhanAllah. Look, you know, I praise Allah every day to forgive him for his wrongdoing. You know, please guide him and do not punish him. You know, every day I pray for him. You know, alhamdulillah. Because before he was obviously a heroin drug crackhead, he was good. So anyway, so he took the piss and he took the abuse, and so my brother found out. My brother got a bit upset, so I confronted him, and he don't like confronting. He think he's the guy, you know. I'm the guy. You can't confront me. And before you know it, an inner war broke out. So when I came out of jail, I didn't know what's going on.
Right.
So I was at home eating dinner with my family. Must be about 10 something at night, PM. I'm like, I get a phone call saying, yeah, man, your brother just got chopped. So I got there, and I didn't know it was a machete attack. You know, there's water, something happened. So as I walk into the Fringe Park now, I hear a man shout out, your brother got chopped. So this is my the one who did the nightclub. And then I said, where's my brother Ming? My younger brother. So he said he's gone out. I thought, why is he gone out for? As I was walking out to the corridor, I was coming to the Fringe Bar, I see 2 guys punching my brother. I didn't know it was my brother at the time, but I see a big bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Like a big orange bomber jacket. So I called it my brother. So I went over there. The one guy just walked away straight away. So I was punching this geezer. I dragged him off my brother. The guy comes back with a machete and he hits me in the head with a machete. But when he hits me in the head with a machete, I went forward, I punched him straight in his rib, and so I lost the tendon across here. I pulled the machete off him, put the to hand, pull it, and I chopped him back with a machete. He ran away like a little girl on a miniskirt. So anyway, that's what I'm saying straight now. And then my brother Rambo heard about it.
And he's notoriously known for being violent.
Yeah, very violent and dangerous. And
right.
You know, I had a situation in Vietnam and someone's life got lost, you know, someone's got for stealing slippers, you know, that's what I'm saying that, you know.
Over a pair of slippers?
Yeah, over a pair of slippers, yeah. This is serious. People think it's a joke. You don't know it's a joke, but it's real. And then, you know, people like to make negative comments. Like I always say to people, before we do anything, real triads will not go online and disrespect people. Real gangsters will not go online to disrespect people. Real gangsters are very humble. You know, if you live that life, you know the life that we live. We're very humble people. But if you're a fake gangster, you got to jump on there and trying to get clout and talk shit about people. You know, talk negative things about people. Real triads, those are fakes. So I don't really bother about them. But I know the real ones out there, they know what time it is, you know? They know what we're about. Yeah, so my brother found out about it and he came out and then someone was meant to die that day. But obviously they all ran away. He left his family at home.
Did he?
Yeah, my brother then found his house here. Right. And he left his wife and 2 kids in the house and he's ducked out. Now he's back in Vietnam now, isn't it?
Right.
Him and a little gang back in Vietnam, they're not over here anymore.
Yeah.
And then not long after that, there was an incident in Hippodrome. About 3 months later, they killed a geezer, didn't they? Killed a guy in the Hippodrome. The same guys that chopped me in the head. Killed someone in the Hippodrome and then they ended up going to jail for 15 years.
So they're in jail now?
No, they come out of jail. They came out of jail, knowing that we're still looking for them. They go back to Vietnam. So why would that thing happen? 2 months after, they killed someone in Hippodrome and they ended up going to jail. They couldn't come out of the country, and they know we're looking for them. And then after that, when they come out of jail, they went back to Vietnam. That's it, done.
Drawing onto another story is that you had a friend called Chrissy.
Yeah, Chrissy, beautiful boy. Yeah.
What's the situation with Chrissy? What happened to him?
Yeah, Chrissy's from the Raiders in Birmingham. I didn't know them at the time, you know, and I met a couple of Johnsons and Burgers in prison. And how I met Chrissy was on A wing. I was on the induction wing, and I went to A wing, and the screws are obviously in prison. They're quite close to you. So one day they stuck a whole load of paper underneath my door. I'm like, what's this paper? I come out the next day and I said to the screw, you know, I can't read, you know it. She said, what is this about? He goes, there's a paedophile just moved into the wing. I said, yeah, really?
This is a screw.
Yeah, screw, yeah.
Notifying you.
Yeah, I said, really?
That's crazy.
Yeah. He goes, yeah, he's in the wing. I said, okay, no problem. Can you book the shower for me and one of the brothers and him as well? Because I only had 3 in the cell at the time. You know what I mean? In the showers at the time. So anyway, me and Chrissy went in there and we battered him, man. We battered him and we came out. And that's how I met Chrissy. Lovely brother. I still can see Chrissy's face in my face and always smiling. And then one day I get a phone call saying Chrissy got stabbed in his heart and his foot cut. So, yeah, it broke my heart, my brother. It broke my heart. It really broke my heart when I found my brother died, you know. And he had a little daughter, and his partner, Sabrina, lovely girl, lovely sister. I call her my sister. And I lost connection for them over 15 years. And for subhanAllah, on the day of Eid, subhanAllah opened the door for me. I found him again. Chrissy's daughter's old now, and I want to go see his daughter. You know, that's the only thing I got left of Chrissy. When Chinese people, a lot of them, in my age, they don't like black people. You know, they don't.
Chrissy
like
was black.
Yeah, they don't like black people.
Yeah.
I'm okay with black people. There's nothing wrong with black people. That's the reason why I don't like black people. Chinese people's like this, brother. If they're in the gang, it's 50% in, 50% out. But I was never 50. I'm either 100% in, 100% out. I roll like black people. Black people's either 100% in or 100% out. There's no 50-50.
Facts.
So what I'll say to you like this is, if they're in like 50-50, if the beef they're winning today, they stand with you. If the beef is losing, they jump out. They let you deal with it on your own. That's the 50-50.
That's crazy. That brings another thing into my mind where there's a misconception that the triads are exclusively Chinese.
No, it's not.
But that's not the case, is it?
No, there's black, whites, everything there.
Yeah.
Black, whites, they're different colours.
But as you mentioned earlier, they won't be higher up. They'll always be foot
They'll
soldiers.
never get to the top, no.
Right.
Never get to the top. You get to a certain level, but you never get past that level.
Yeah.
They will always keep you below because they're scared that you get up there. Once you get up there, that's it, you run things. They don't want you running nothing. Because you remember, you got more balls than them.
Yeah.
You know, they don't like that, you know. And plus, you know, the courage that we got, you know, what we're willing to do, they're not willing to do it. You know, they need soldiers. They need money to do where they are. To stay in that position, they need money.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't. If they don't have money, how can they be where they are? How can they have the power? They want the money and the power to put together, and that's how they run things. Yeah. You can't have money without power. You can't have power without money. You know, so they won't give us the money. You see, so we can't get to the top anyway. If we have the power, we have no money. How do we get to the top? We can't.
Yeah.
It's hard.
From a control.
Yeah, it's a control, man.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. God, so much to unpack there because at the same time, it's like they're an organised gang, as you mentioned, right? They operate from the shadows, very discreet, but at the same time, when it's war, machetes come out.
Yeah, guns or whatever.
It's crazy. It's a bit of a both, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I've heard stories like, you know, to get rid of someone, you can pay 10K.
Yeah, 10K or less, or something even free. Yeah, if you want to get rid of someone, basically, if someone needs to get rid of, yes, they can get rid of them. Very simple, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not messy. They don't like mess.
It's more like, instead of bodies dropping in the streets, it's more like bodies go missing.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And no one knows how.
No, yeah. They go missing, yeah. You can't look for them, yeah. It comes under missing people, you know, missing person thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way they're moving it. And these gangs out there that go and make all these noise, to me, bro, it doesn't do it for me, bro. It doesn't rock my boat. A lot of people think that going out and make noise makes yourself a name. For what? What kind of name you want to make yourself? The more bigger your name is, the more police are going to get you. How are you going to make money when you have police on your back? You can't. It's hard to make money, bro. And these gangsters like to go in jail and sit in jail, go on the phone, talking to girls and stuff. What are you doing, my brother? This ain't life, brother. But the honest truth is, bro, gang life to me is dead.
Yeah.
It's dead. This whole thing's dead, bro.
Yeah.
It's dead. It's all used and abused, bro. It's all dead. There ain't no real gangsters out there. You're obviously all about using people, brother. Using one another, putting a young kid on the street to operate and do your dirty work for you. But what kind of gangster is that, brother? True gangsters can put the work in himself. They don't need no kids.
Well, that's the reason why I've drawn on these stories, bro.
Yeah.
Because, look, you're going to end up dead, right?
Or in jail.
Over what? Some stupid madness.
Yeah.
Like, let's get real, bro. It's because you didn't get into a club and vice versa.
Yeah.
Now you're going to start a war.
Yeah.
You know, people's getting stabbed, fingers getting lost. Do you know what I mean? Chrissy's getting, you know, he got killed.
Yeah. It's all the stupid stuff, but all stupid stuff. You know what I think about like this is, you killed Chrissy and, you know, you're living today, like I say, the brother. I spoke to my brother that day, yeah, you obviously hadn't really heard who done it. Them brothers don't want to get involved in this no more. If they can turn back the hand of time, and now they're living this life, now they know where they are, they won't do what they've done.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Because why are you hurting one another for? You know what I say to people like this? When I hurt you, you hurt me. Who really wins, brother?
Yeah.
No one wins. The devil wins. The shaitan, who wins? He wins because he's creating all this trouble. And I always say to show love to one another. It's better to show love to one another than hurt each other. But obviously, I didn't know when I was younger. I had no experience. You know, Islam have taught me a lot, you know. And I always say to people, like even say with Alan's death, when Alan got killed, I say to you about Alan. We want to talk about Alan, you know.
Yeah, do you mind explaining the story of your close friend Alan?
We talk a little bit about Alan as well, because obviously Chrissy's the same kind of way they died. It's very similar. Both of my good brothers, you know. I didn't mention about Chrissy before, but now I can talk about Chrissy because that's what's the family and whatnot. And like I say, brother, everyone who knows, like I say, no, Chrissy, everyone who knows Alan's a good person, brother, a good little brother. Wasn't on gear or anything. He used to run the Woolwich boy, you know, Alan. And basically, when that day I came out, this is when I came out. Was that in jail? I came out of jail yet? I can't remember if I came out of jail before I went to jail. I think it was before I went. Yeah, I came out of jail. Yeah, that's it. When I came out of jail. before my brother's incident happened with Charlie thing. This is just a little bit before then. So anyway, so Alan phoned us up and said, and let's go to karaoke and so and so and so. So I said, no problem, let's go. You know, there's a Charlie, let's go, innit? We're going to go party, yeah? So Alan must have phoned us probably about, what time did he phone us? He must have phoned us about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I said, meet me down at the A13 club, innit? The A13 club, I'm going to say where it is now, A13 club, at 8 o'clock. Brother, I said, Charlie's in my house, smoking heroin. You know, I left him a room. I said, whatever you do, stay here. Don't bring anything outside, bro. I don't want anything out my house. Just this room is yours. That's how much love I had for this brother. I gave him a room, said stay there. And I said, when you do your thing, make sure you clean up after you finish. I don't have nothing laying about. So anyway, cut long story short. So 6 o'clock come, I said, Charlie, let's get ready to go to this. You know, ready to go now, you know, bro. 1 minute. Another line.
Is this the same Charlie we talked about before?
Yes, the one that caused all trouble, same Charlie. Right. Another line, we took another line. I said, my brother, listen, we got to go, man. Okay, another line. So what? 7 o'clock come now. I want to knock on the door again. Yo, Charlie, it's time to go, man. Brother, 8 o'clock, we got Mains and Allen at the A13. No, one more line. Brother, 10 o'clock. One more line. 11 o'clock, one more line. 1 o'clock, one more line. By the time we get 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock, Willis boy phones us up. Alan's dead. Alan died. And what do you mean Alan's died? They're all rushing and everything like that. Richard, stop calling me. The police is around here. They're looking at us. Stop calling us. So I put the phone down. I said, what's happening, brother? You know Alan's died. Let's go in. Let's go and see what's happening. What can we do? We go. He said, what can we do? What can we do? He's dead already. But you see, he's on a gear, brother. So I say to brothers and sisters, stay away from the drugs, brother. So yeah, when Alan got killed, I heard that he got stabbed. He stabbed in his heart, I think 7 times. His foot cut 4 times. It was painful death. Yeah, and the way he got killed is the same way Cliff Christie got killed, heart and throat. You know, but this is the worstest way to go. You know, killing each other. But I always say to people like this: if I hurt you, you hurt me. Nobody wins by that. If you say for someone, vice versa. If I kill you, you kill, and I live, I go to jail.
Yeah.
But who wins? But I say to people, who wins? They say, what? I killed you. I won. I haven't won. My family's broken, but I'm distorted because I'm in jail. Your family is distorted because you're in the grave. So both families are broken because of me and you. So what's the point of it, bro?
It's mad, isn't it? It's just like, and again, there's nothing that comes out of it that's positive. Do you know what I mean?
Nothing. You know, I said to you, nothing come out of positive. If you really think of reality, now that some of the brothers have gone through it right now, brothers and sisters have gone through the same moment right now. They're going through it right now. Just stop and think for a second. Do you really want to go to jail? Do you want to kill someone?
Yeah.
On the day of judgment, regardless you're Muslim or non-Muslim. Do you think going to jail or going to the grave early before your time is the right thing? It's not, my brother. It's not. If
I can see when you're telling these stories, you're getting emotional. Yeah. Like, cause it comes from because you've been through a lot of trauma, bro, and I can tell you're only telling me 7% of the story of your lifestyle. You know what I mean? There's a whole. We can be here for hours, man. Do you know what I mean? We can be here for days talking about, but you're only giving us a glimpse and insight into it because at the end of the day, you want to spread a message that, look, this is the life you want to avoid, man. Do you know what I mean? That you don't want to go into this.
100%.
You know what I mean? Obviously, you mentioned that Alan got his throat slit. He died in a violent way, getting stabbed in the heart, all that kind of stuff, right? What was the context behind his death?
Okay, so basically he had a little issue with his cousin. And,
his own blood cousin.
Yeah, my blood cousin. Had a little issue with his cousin, and some of the people say he was bullying his cousin and whatnot. Alan was a bit of a rough-headed guy, he was hard, and had a bit of conflict with him, and then he ended up chopping his hand off. Taking the whole hand there, took his hand away completely, chopped it off and took it away, didn't get back to him. And your cousin just wanted his hand back. But
Alan chopped his cousin's hand off.
Right. His cousin's hand off. And the cousin only wants his hand back. And then now Alan's saying, I'm going to end up killing you now. When I see you, I'm going to kill you. And that's what got him killed. But Alan's not a guy that tells you he's going to kill you. He's not going to kill you. He will kill you. That's why they killed him.
Yeah.
A lot of people talking it. They're just talking it, Like they said, dog that bark don't bite. The ones that grab will bite. But he's a dog that bark and he will bite you at the same time. He's a biting dog. Good brother, Alan, really good brother. And then that's what got him killed, bro. Because your mum just chopped the guy's hand off, his own cousin, asked for his hand, but he won't give it. Then he said he's going to kill him. Then
so he just took his hand with him?
Yeah, took his hand. Yeah. He didn't give his hand, yeah.
This is, if I'm not mistaken, it's over a girl.
Yeah, he's one girl that he went out with, yeah. She's, basically, she was on gear, She was on gear. And, it's not really over a girl, it's more over disrespect. I wasn't going to say girl, it's more disrespectful than a girl. Basically, he went out with a girl, then she was on gear, and then she started laying in the house, and, mans go through her, you know what I'm saying? And, this is not my place to say, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to be judged or judge anyone, but I'm just telling you what happened. It was sad, brother. I came to the house and I saw her. I saw my own eyes seeing her. This is before Alan went out of her. And the worstest thing, right, she was one of my friends, one of the brothers I know. He was his ex-girlfriend, and he's got a kid with her. And I rode with another guy called Jimmy. This guy's ruthless, dark, no heart at all. She was in the house, and he said, go in there and give, just bang her out one, give her one bag, I'm like, no, I won't do that. That's Dragon's ex-girlfriend, but I can't do that shit to our own people's girls. That's wrong, my brother. That's totally wrong. Can't do that shit. Alhamdulillah, brother, it's hard to see her there, brother. When I saw her, I was heartbroken. Imagine I see, your girlfriend or someone I know is wife. Imagine my wife was there, brother, on gear. So I say, brothers and sisters, stay away from drugs. I'm telling you right now, stay away from heroin, crack, stay away from everything. If you're not a Muslim, stay away from it, because these kind of things tempt you to get you into these situations, and you sell your soul to the devil. Lying in bed and letting people go through you like no tomorrow, and you degrade yourself. Don't do this. And I'll tell you something, the Islamic way is the best way, brother. It keeps you away from drugs, alcohol. This is the best way. And me coming over to Islam, I'm not perfect anyway. Sometimes I go still sin, sometimes I'm. Anyway, and long story short, then Alan came out of jail, and Alan went out of her. And this was the rumour, you know what I'm saying? That he's going out, he's a big guy and should be going out with something like this, you get me? And this is where disrespectful came in, and this is how everything
His
happened.
cousin mentioned that to him, basically.
Yeah, hands coming off and life dead, and next minute he's dead.
Yeah.
So it's all was stupid stuff. So if you hear something, like Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, says, you have nothing nice to say about someone, stay quiet. If you're good to say something, say it.
Can I ask you a tough question?
No.
You mentioned Alan was a good guy, right? But the audience might be thinking this, right? He chopped someone else's hand off, took it with him.
Yeah.
His cousin was asking for the hand back. Yeah. That's all he wanted initially, right? He didn't want no beef, he just wanted his hand back.
Yeah.
But Alan wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy, I know, but so how do you, in your mind, say Alan's a good guy, for example?
Okay, listen, he was fair. Alan, to me, he was fair. I don't know if he has other people. He's a good guy, but when you needed him, he was there. Alan's once said to me, listen, Richard, if you went out there, this was before I obviously came into Islam, so they call me Richard. I'm going to go by the name what they call me. Richard, listen, if you got any beef, you make sure you call me, If you don't call me, if you got beef, and you don't call me, I'm going to come and chop you myself. You hear? That's how he is like that, though. He's like that. You make sure you call me when you got problems. Yeah, so it's very fair in a way, but like I say, if it's a gang rival, he would deal with it. But what his cousin did was totally wrong, He started the disrespect. That was disrespectful, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, that to me, that you can earn yourself in the grave for doing that kind of stuff. This is what I'm trying to say. With Chinese and Vietnamese people, it's their face. It's very important. If you disrespect them, it's like they lose their face. They can't walk around no more. So he had to deal with it that way. Yeah, so if you came to me now and you spat in my face, you're dead. You're literally dead, aren't you? It's dead. There's nothing about it. You're dead. This is ego, isn't it? This is the problem. This is ego. This is ego. This is we call face. It's the ego, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we Chinese people call it, face. But it's the same thing as ego. If someone hurt somebody, me and you had a beef, happened something now. Imagine you slap me in the face and someone dragged me away, and then I go home and sit down, but my ego kicks in.
Yeah.
So I can't let him slap me.
Yeah.
I want to finish this. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Same problem, bro.
Because the rules are a bit blurred, you know what I mean? Respect. Yeah. 1 minute you can do this. At the same time, you're preying on your own communities. So the rules are a bit, they're there, but at the same time,
they
it's blurred.
They do not abide by it. They do not go by it. They give you the rules, but they don't stand by it.
Exactly.
They give the rules for us to follow.
Yeah.
But it's like what's happening right now in Palestine and Gaza, same kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. They tell you they're gonna stop this, you let the people out, obviously they give the hostages back and we call it an end of war. But they just get what they want, they go back into it again. They give you the rules, but they don't apply by it.
So there's hypocrisy involved.
Yes, a lot of it.
Again,
yes.
I want to highlight the truth of the reality of this lifestyle. Because you had the money, bro. You mentioned before, women, money.
My brother, I made the money. It wasn't for the Triads, but they didn't give me nothing.
Yeah.
All I did was use their network. Use their network to meet the people, to make the sales. And I met my own people, my own side. So it was network and sales. That's how I made my money. They didn't give nothing to me. I made it all myself. I did it from my own two hands. I made it. I didn't rob anyone, skank anyone, did anything. I did everything my way. Haram, yes.
Yeah.
Okay? But I did it my way.
And you said you were the most miserable, most depressed then as well.
But when I had a lot of money, I wasn't happy, brother. Wasn't happy.
Why? Why do you think that is?
Me personally, now I know why.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have Islam. That's the honest truth. I was like I said to you, the jigsaw puzzle. My heart was something was missing, brother. I was never happy, but I had all the money, cars, women. I had everything. Like I said to you in the car before, when you go to these kind of places, into certain places, Manchester, Leeds, whatever area of territory I go to, They would take you to nightclubs. You want to go party? Let's go party. You go casino? Let's go casino. You know, at the end of it, what do man do at night? You know, I'm going to go straight to the point there. They're going to offer you women, innit? You know, they say, do you want this woman? Do you want 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want? Yeah, it's all done. You said it and they book you straight in the place. They take you straight in the place and you spend the whole night there. And tomorrow you come out and you do what? I'm not interested in those kind of things. You know, even when I was obviously a gangster, you know, I wasn't a Muslim. I wasn't interested in that kind of things. I was, yes, but no at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, temptation was there. Yes, it was there.
You're saying you had a bit of a moral compass still, even prior to that.
But you know, I had respect for women because, like I said to you, in my gang life, I've never hurt women and children. That's 2 things I stood by. I've done everything else out there, but I've never catch a case with hurting women and children. I don't do that with them. I don't do that kind of stuff. To me, that's coward stuff. Hurting women and children, that's cowards. There's just cowards. They're not true gangsters, brother. Anyone that can go and slap a woman, yeah, bro, I hit a child, you're a coward. You're not a real man. That's not me, brother. But you get me to attack another man, I'll tell you nothing, I'll do it. I can even say, there was an incident with one of the guys, I've never thought to this about anyone. Man will tell me to do certain things to hurt women and children, but I won't do it. But I say, I will kill that man for you. I'll bury that guy for you. But no, I'm not touching women and children. Not doing it. And the guy turned around and said to me, you know what he said to me? You'll never make it to the top if you're not ruthless enough to hurt them. I'm okay, man.
Yeah.
I don't want the top then.
So is because even in the streets, you know, Manchester gangs and all that kind of stuff, right? Women, children are off limits. Yeah. Even civilians, like citizens, innocent people are off limits. Yeah. Like you don't touch them. But you're saying in the triads, they're on limits.
No Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, specifically speaking.
There's no limit for them. No limits.
No limits.
No limits for them.
That's crazy.
Vietnamese gangs don't have no limit. You see, imagine I told you when they come to my ex-partner thing, they were going to kill my mum and dad. They're willing to take my mum and dad's life out. Just to get to the girl, it's all about money, man. There's no limit for them. Wow. That's why I like the Chinese gang. When we went to the Chinese gang, there's a little bit of limits on it. Women and children, some of them still hurt women and children. Don't get it wrong, twisted, they do. But it's very rare. It's less than the Vietnamese. Vietnamese is just anything goes. Money involved, let's do it. You see what I say to you, like, you know, how Alan died. After Alan died, there was an incident in Birmingham. I was supposed to go that day as well in Birmingham. And there's a big machete chopping inside the casino. Yeah. You go search it up yourself. And that's all for disrespectful again. It's all about face again, you know, ego. Same thing again. And I always say to people like this is, what is ego? What is it? Brother, let it go. It's not worth it, brother. You're going to sit in jail for a bit of ego. Come on, man, guys. Forget about it. I was like that before. But I find it's useless. You're going to sit in jail, rot, for 2-3 years, let your family suffer on road. Yeah. And lose your freedom. And freedom is priceless. Just for a bit of ego. Just for a bit of devil's whispers.
But if you say these words of wisdom to the youth now that are involved in that life, it will go in one ear and come out the other, right? Yeah. What would you have said to yourself all them years ago, but then that may have gotten through to the heart?
My brother, to be honest, it's really hard. What you said is 100% because you live that life, you just don't want to listen, do you? Yeah. But to be honest, what I tell the youth today, think about your family. I'm going to ask you one thing straight. Who raised you from you were born? Your gangs raised you. Did they look after you? Did they change your nappies? Did they bath you? Did they feed you to how big you are today to become a man? They didn't do nothing for you. Who's going to cry for you when you die and you go in jail? Is your family going to be paying you something? Your gang members don't give a shit about you. And that's the moral of the story. That's the truth. That's the facts. They don't care about you. Yeah. Think about those who are going to cry for you, those who nappied you, cleaned you, fed you, schooled you, give you your trainers when you took your first step. What's your gang members? Yeah. What's your family? Stand by your family. God is your family. The hardest point. Sometimes you have to look at this. Your father might be going for a rough patch. He might be on alcohol. He might be in a bad. He still raised you. Your mum might have went down that hunt. She still raised you. People go through a hard patch like myself. I went through a hard patch. You know, I wanted to take my own life. I didn't want to talk about this before, you know. But I went through a hard patch, brother. But subhanAllah, Allah put me right. He's never left my side. He protected me even from my head, chopped me in the head. There was an incident in Newcastle where I got set up with. They were trying to search for a firearm and whatnot, you know, things like that. I was set up and blatantly set up. A restaurant blew up, and they said I blew up. But really, it wasn't about the restaurant blew up. They wanted to go look for firearms. That's what it was. But I was set up by someone. The guy was in Newcastle. He was running with he had a restaurant and he worked with the police. Obviously, not worked with the police, but the police used to come to his restaurant, and his next door neighbour was a CID. So they come to his restaurant, eat for free, and somehow, his gun barrel thing, you know, his safe to lock inside his house got burgled, and he lost his gun, and then his gun ended up somewhere else. Yeah. Because someone had it and trying to set me up with it. Come on, man, come on.
Bit suspect.
It was a setup, and it was a blatant setup. Yeah, but they didn't have subhanAllah again. So like I said, you know, that Newcastle thing, like I say, it's all it was people trying to get you out of the area. You know, when you're scared of you, you know, when you come into an area, they're scared of you, they want you out. That's what they want to do. They'll do anything to get rid of you. And I always say to people, I just watching me at my back all the way through, all my life is watched over me. Even for the instant when I was 12 years old and they got killed by the racist white guy, same thing. I'll put them guys there. You know, I went to jail, met the Burgers, Johnsons, and the Raiders, and I came out of jail. Like I said to you once again, you know, when I had Charlie in the war, they came to back me. I lost all my people, and everyone's on heroin.
Yeah.
Same again, you see. And what happened to me when I was a kid? When I said before, I nearly got killed when I was 12 by the racist white guy. I say his name's Scott. I can mention his name, not to embarrass him, but to guide him. You know, to show him this is me. See what he's done to me, and look where I am today.
Yeah, and just let's clarify for the viewers what we're talking about here. This is the most traumatic experience that you have ever had in your life. You've been through some violence, you've been through some knife crimes, machetes, but you're still going back to when you were 12 years old, saying, nah, this was my most traumatic experience, which is, I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, I nearly got killed. And basically, we started secondary school in Stockwell Park School, walking behind the Stockwell Station, walking from the States to go to Wandsworth Road. It was Wandsworth Road. Wandsworth Road, I can't remember the name. But anyway, so I was going to take my 77 bus back to Lambeth. As we were walking through this estate, there's 3 grown white men playing football. And somehow they kicked the football and they came over to us. And then I kicked the football and so they're like going this way, he went this way. So the white guy, Scott, he decided, you know what, this guy, you know, come over, bash me in straight away, give me a punch in the face.
Yeah, just for the ball coming his way, you kicked it and he went a different direction.
Yeah, different direction, punched me in the face. Start running around kicking his legs and arms. Look what I did to the Chinky, And then anyway, my friend picked me up, we continued walking. As we were walking again, he comes, runs over and punches me again. And then I fall on the floor. Same again, kicks his leg. How can you be a grown man, be so happy to hit a little kid? I just don't understand it, what's going through his head. And he must have seen some of my podcasts anyway. He must have seen it. And if he's still alive, or his 2 friends are still alive, his 2 friends are going to laugh at him. That's the guy that you beat up. The 12-year-old kid you punched up. And we end up in court. So anyway, go back to the story now. So as the second time my friend picked me up, third time I see my friend just legged it. He just ran. And I had to turn around, a big hand just grabbed my throat. So I was punching me, put me against the car and choking me. And he couldn't breathe. So punching and punching. Before you know it, it's upon Allah Akbar. My brothers and his gang was walking around the corner, 6 of them. Jumped over and backed me up. He obviously jumped in. My brother picked me up, took me home on the way back home. The CID was following us, and the meat wagon pulled up and we all got arrested and in court for a year.
You ended up going court for assaulting him.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing.
That's what I mean.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, brother.
Yeah.
And we got not guilty in court anyway. So in the end, we went to court, got not guilty. You know, we never thought anything we did wrong. We're not thinking done nothing wrong. Why did we end up in court? But the jury found us not guilty because one woman in there, one of his witnesses, it's funny how. She told the story like what he said that she said that obviously we attacked him and whatnot, but they pulled out a Bible. I can remember the red Bible. She put her hand in the Bible, and obviously she said she's a Christian. And swear in the Bible that everything you say here is nothing but the truth. And once she said that, she turned around to his name. That's how his name is Scott. That's how I'll never forget his name. She turned around and said, Scott, I'm sorry, but I've got to change the story. I can't lie in the Bible.
She had a change of heart.
Yeah. So then she turned over to the judge and said, I have to change my obviously. what she's going to say. So anyway, cut the whole story short, she told the truth. And that's it, not guilty.
Me and you are parents, right?
Yeah.
And that's every parent's worst nightmare.
That's
right? That not only their child getting hurt, but in the way that you are 12, vulnerable, some grown man hitting them, and racist slurs at the same time. A combination of all of that's going to obviously affect your outlook on life and your direction in life. Would you say, completely side question, but would you say that was the initiation of you going into crime?
I said yes, kind of part of it, yes. Going into gang members and going into the gang life, walking into the gang life. After that, I started hanging around with the gangs, the Stockholm boys, and then we went out and we started fighting and whatnot. Obviously fighting the racist one. We beat up had a lot of scruffles with at the time, the National Front, so out there, NF.
Oh yeah, NF, wow,
they were out there they tried it on us. We used to hang around Triad Square and they used to call us Chinky with big Dr. Martin hairs, shoes, and we hairs bombed up like bunks. Yeah, they come over to attack us. I was only about 13 years old at the time, and we fight back, bro. We giving a good battering. We did give you a good battering.
So your generation and the elder generation had it worse, man.
Yeah, we had it worse.
Because I remember like the NFs as well. I still hear stories about the first generation immigrants that came to the country, about the Paki bashing era.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know what I mean? It's mad, isn't it? Like, and you had the C word called, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's just wrong, brother. When people say racism's gone, I said, no, it's not gone.
Yeah.
All it's gone is underground, but it's come back up again.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time it comes back up, and that's what I say to you. Racism will never leave this world. if we don't do something about it, if we do not stand together as one, it's not gonna happen. You know, even I know English people that don't like racists. They hate it. You know, they stand by us, and these people, I've got a lot of love and respect for them. You know, when I got attacked, obviously when I was young, you know, my whole life has been around racism, and you know, finding to trust a white person, it was very hard for me. But you know, just one of them ones that I had a friend of mine who was white when he was young, when I was 4 years old, when I came to Newcastle, and even as a friend, you know, come after losing contact from over 10, 15 years, and then meeting him back again, even his side of, you know, you can see, I come and see him one day, not to say anything bad about this, but I'm sitting in this house, and I've not seen this brother for 15 years, lost connection, and I went to prison, came out of prison, went to Newcastle, looked for him, sit in the house one day, and the son goes, Dad, got to go down to Chinkies for some Chinese. Then he said, I don't say that, son, but it's you that put that into your kid's head. And this is a friend of mine I know since 4 years old.
Yeah.
People like this.
And he thinks it's normal to say that kind of thing.
They think it's normal.
Yeah, it's
Don't
crazy.
call it Chinky. Why did you ever say go to Chinky for some Chinese? Why didn't you say go down to Chinese? You already said Chinese already. Why did you have to do this? You know, and he felt embarrassed, you know. He felt embarrassed. I know he felt embarrassed. I don't forget what he's done. And to honestly, I didn't take nothing of it because I look at this as to me, he's a brother, you know, a good friend of mine. I know him all my life. Just pretend I didn't hear it. But to honest you, brother, you know, hearing racism from your friend, and it's not on, you know. And subhanAllah, Allah removed him from my life anyway. And before I came home to Islam, because that would have been a thing that would cause me, you know, distraction to come home to Islam. Because, you know, people like that are always going on about Islam. Islam's bad, Islam disgusting. But if you haven't lived Islam, don't talk about Islam. That's all I say. Yeah. So subhanAllah, he's truly the best of planners.
SubhanAllah,
yeah. SubhanAllah.
Okay, you talk about Islam a lot, right? And you reverted to Islam about 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2 years, 3 months now.
Okay, mashallah. And I was saying to you in the car, it's like when I met you, the way you're talking, the way you're moving, it's like you've been Muslim for like 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. How does an ex-Triad gang member find Islam?
My brother, you know what it is? SubhanAllah, when all praise Allah Akbar. I went through my hardest time in my life, you know, essentially before I was into my life, just before then.
Yeah.
I was through the hard patch, and I was making so much money, and I trusted. Don't take this offensive to the females, I'm just saying this, yeah? To the brothers and sisters, vice versa. I was doing business with a certain female, and she was dark, very dark. All she wanted was money. She was money orientated. Her whole family, her life is money, around money. Everything I made, she took it all. SubhanAllah, it's haram money anyway, so I'm not really bothered. But she took it all, and she used it to blackmail me. Obviously, she took it for blackmail, because obviously she was moving around me. So brothers and sisters, be careful with people, and be careful who you're around. Always be careful. So yeah, I took everything away. I went through a dark, dark moment. So I went to my decking. I look up the sky, and obviously I didn't stay at my partner's place at the time. Look at the sky, and I said, Allah, if you're out there, please guide me and put me right. My brother, in 2 days, I was on my high horses, brother. I had everything there, money stopped flowing everywhere. Where it's coming from, I don't know. I was haraming every day. When that finished, more came in. When that finished, more came in. This before I came home to Islam. And I forgot all about Allah, didn't I? I forgot what I asked Allah for and who put me there. But subhanAllah, Allah's truly the best of planners. Then this point, I went even low now. You know, I went from here, this low level, down here. That's the bottom line. But that's when I started to, you know, commit suicide, trying to commit suicide and don't want to live no more, want to die. And one day, you know, I just went up to the same deck and looked up the sky, and I saw a cloud, but it looked like a sheep. I said, Allah, I know in this universe there's no one can do this apart from you. Only you can do it. It's a sign from you to me. I promise you, I'm 48 years old, but I'm still a boy. I need your guidance, my Lord. Brother, slowly, one thing lead another. Take my son to football in the park, and then his friend wasn't there. We ended up going to another park. Meet one of the young boys playing football. His dad's training him, and then I said, "Can my son join in?" My son's playing football with him. Before one thing leads another, I ended up going to Lucian Mosque. The brother goes, Lucian Mosque is doing a free football thing for the kids. Go there, you know, it's free, and you can train your kid. I was a good player. I went to Lucian Mosque, met Brother Rana. After meeting Brother Rana, he introduced me to Brother Secure. Beautiful brother. For a few months, they said to me, "Take Shahada," and I'm like, nah, I'm not. This is not for me. Islam's not for me. But even as you know, I said to Allah, I thought it's not for me. And then I was not for me, but not right time. Sorry, not for me, but not right time. Yeah. No, I was not the right time because I'm still going for my moments. But this shaitan playing with you, know? This shaitan talking to you, you know, making you think it's never going to be right. It's never going to be right. If you keep listening to it, it's never going to be right. It's never going to get there. So one day, Brother Rana goes to me, listen, Musa, you need to, Richard first, I wasn't Musa, Richard, you need to come on to Islam. You need to think about it. If you die tomorrow, you know, hellfire is all you're going to be. So I know cut long and short, I said, okay, let's do it. So I booked it, Brother Rana booked it for the Shahada. I can't remember what day it was. I think it was a Wednesday. I think it was a Wednesday. Alhamdulillah. Then that same day, it was 7 o'clock, by 5 o'clock, I phoned Brother Rana and said, can we change it for Thursday? Like, imagine Wednesday, but Thursday. It was the same day. Brother Rana goes, no, don't change it. There's shaitan playing with you. And that's the best decision ever made. I said, okay, just get on with it. Let's go. 7, I'll be there. So I went there, took Shahada. That's the best thing ever happened to me, Aki. And slowly move forward.
Yeah. Because you picked up a lot of things quick.
Alhamdulillah, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said, the way you move, the way you talk as well, the way you internalize the knowledge is quite interesting, man. Do you know what I mean? And what made you? Because you know, you said you call out to God, right? Allah, right? What? Because you wasn't Muslim then. Why did you call out to Allah, not Jesus, for example?
Because my friends are Muslims.
Yeah.
And another thing, I never believed in God as a man. Man is God. I don't believe in that madness. That's madness. It didn't make no sense to me. How can God be a man and his own creation killed him? It makes no sense, brother. God is meant to be no limits, yes? Am I right, yes? God has no limits. So if God went into a man's body, God could just do this and you're gone. God could just think something and you're gone. But how did he limit himself into a man's body and get tied to a cross? So no, I would not believe that. My father was a Christian. My mum was Buddhist. I went to the Buddhist temple. But none of it made sense, Lucky. None of it made sense. Only Islam did. And I never thought of coming to Islam, really, I never thought of it.
Yeah. Interesting, because you can't read or write.
No.
And most people that convert to Islam, they come through by reading the Quran, for example, or Hadith. So you obviously heard maybe things about Islam as well.
Yeah, some brothers, I had a couple of Muslim brothers told me about Islam, about Allah.
What was attractive about Islam for you in particular?
Honestly,
that you heard?
Actually, the truth, nothing. Nothing attracted me, actually. I just know the name Allah. Nothing attracted me because I didn't know anything about it. I knew nothing about Islam. Not many brothers would talk about Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings upon him. If I heard the story of Prophet, maybe yes.
Yeah. But so you did not hear stories of the Prophet?
No.
Right,
nothing like that. Nothing. Right. Yeah. Just Allah. Allah, Islam is just like that.
The aspect of Tawheed, for example, that made sense to you.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you gave me a story, when I heard the story of the Prophet, he put tears in my eyes. Well, the Prophet is next level, and I always say to people, you know what? We can never be on his level, but we strive to follow his ways. Trying to forgive to each other. Forgive one another. That's. I took the Shahada, brother, and for the year, brother, I tell you, I was going through a lot of madness. The shaitan was attacking me from every angle. And I said, all reverts who took Shahada, the day you take Shahada, I'm telling you, he's going to play with you every day.
You're going to face some challenges.
Yeah, some serious challenges, brother. I thought I would never get through it, brother. I really thought I was not going to get through it. But subhanAllah, I got through it, brother. SubhanAllah.
It didn't make you question the faith, for example?
No, never. I always stood there. I always stood by Allah. I say to you, brother, when people say to me, why do you come to a religion that invisible God?
Yeah.
Brother, how would you call God if you can see him? What kind of God is that? You're not supposed to see God. He's not there for you to see until the day of judgment. That makes more sense to me. And a lot of times I think to people, how can you be so misguided by books that's been changed, been authorized, mess around with. You can't just go out. Listen, you read the Quran. I can't read it. I listen to stories. I'm not going to masjid. That's the list of stories. Like today, I have to go back to masjid to listen to the story of Prophet Muhammad. May peace and blessings upon him. Last month was the month he was born, a beautiful prophet, May peace and blessings upon him, I love the prophet, And I always say to people, like, believe in something that makes sense. Don't believe in something that don't make sense. Islam for me makes sense. It's like this suit jacket, brother. It fits me nicely. This tube fits me nicely. It makes it look good. You know what I mean? This is, I say, I wear the tube. People say, oh, you wear it. But I wear what I want to wear. Chinese people wear this. When I wear the tube, they call me a Kung Fu master. Yeah. Because the Chinese are Muslims. Yeah. We're all Muslims, brother. But it's the most important is, you're going to accept.
Yeah.
Accept Islam. Because this is the truth, brother.
Yeah, because obviously at the moment, as you know, there's tension in the UK at the moment. You've seen the march that happened yesterday in the UK. I think about 100,000 people turned up. It's meant to be a freedom of speech, but ironically, it's not. And there's
break again. That's what they call it.
Yeah, and there's racist chants going on, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, But what message would you give out to people who are watching this that might have a warped view of Islam?
Okay. I'm going to give it to the Muslim and the non-Muslims.
Yeah.
First to the Muslims, do not react to it.
Yeah.
Do not react to it. This is part of the agenda. Because they want you to react to it. They want you to cause them. These little wastemans are there to create a problem for us to react to it. So when we react to it, what happens? We take a diversion away from Palestine and Gaza. They don't want us to talk about it. The minute you start writing in the UK, causing a bit of rumble jumble, people are going to start focusing about the UK. People are not going to be talking about Palestine and Gaza, and it's their agenda.
You're saying it's a distraction.
Yeah, it's distraction, yes. Guys, it's purely a distraction. We've got to be Muslim or non-Muslim. Like I said, I got a lot of respect to even the English people, black people. Everyone's standing for Palestine and Gaza. No matter what they do, is God is truly the best of planners. Allah is truly the best of planners. The devil can play and manipulate, but he's not the best of planners. You know, he's manipulating us. That's what he's doing. You think about it, yeah? What's his name? Tommy Robinson?
Yeah.
What's he doing, man? He's going to go there and talk a lot of shit, yeah, and make those things. But he's getting his Zionist card. He's paying for his shit.
100%.
He's getting everything paid. What's all his little followers getting?
Yeah.
A pint of beer, a couple of crates of beer, sitting at home, drink it up. You ain't getting no thing he's getting. He's getting the big wages. He's getting all that luxury life. You guys are getting nothing. You guys are going to pick up yourself a criminal record, a prison sentence, and maybe even death. But you know what I say to you? What's it for? Come on, think about it, brother. But Muslims, the most important, you guys, and even a non-Muslim who's going to react to it, this do not react to it. Because there's some even non-Muslims are reacting to this racist thing. They're not on it, you know? They're not on it like that. They want to, you know, really do what the Muslims don't want to do. But Muslims stay away from it.
I do think majority of the people in the UK are not oblivious to what's happening, really. I think, if anything, it's the one thing that come out of the whole Palestine situation. One good thing that's come out is that people have woken up.
Yeah, that's 100.
Do you know what I mean? Whether you're Muslim or non-Muslim.
Yeah, 100.
It's not really a Muslim issue or non-Muslim issue. It's a humanity issue. Do you know what I mean?
100.
People have woken up, and even with this whole Tommy Robinson thing, I don't think most people side with him. Do you know what I mean?
They don't, brother. No one. When I was young, I suffered racism back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, yes?
Yeah.
And all these so-called Chinese people, oh, it's all gone. It's not there no more. It's racism is finished. I said, no, it's gone underneath the table.
Yeah.
And it's just waiting till it come back up again. And it's come back up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, how many years ago? 30 years ago, they come back up again. It's never going to go, bro. It's never going to go if we don't change it. Yeah?
I think there needs to be accountability as well, because it's always dare I say it, like, you know, the people that look with a certain colour, like Chinese, brown, blacks, for example. It's never, I think once the UK themselves take responsibility.
Yeah. 100%.
We're the problem, actually. We need to start fixing
They
up.
have to address that, but you know, they're not going to do it. But I'll ask you one thing straight now, yeah?
Yeah.
If I was to fold you inside out, fold myself inside out,
Yeah.
you could tell me, you can tell who's Chinese and who's Pakistani. Can you tell that?
No.
You can't tell it.
No, of course
Once
not.
you remove the skin, you ain't going to tell it, because
Yeah,
it's exactly the same inside.
Yeah, 100%.
So what's the difference? Why are we fighting among each other for?
Exactly.
Because what we see in the outside.
Yeah.
It's on your vision, brother.
That's
What you see is on your vision. What you see, the truth inside is when you flip the skin inside out. You ain't going to well. If I took your skin, I took my skin off, and we stood there against the wall, you tell the world, so which is the Chinese one, which one's the Pakistani one? They won't be able to tell. Put a white man there, let's cut them up. The same thing, they ain't going to tell. We're all the same on the inside. But why are we fighting over what? Over nothing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's valid concerns as well. We have to speak the truth even if it's against ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So like with the South Asian community, there's issues that we need to address, right? Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like just, do you know the whole, like, if you go to a South Asian area, it's not the most tidiest, in my opinion. No. And I'm saying that, and this is against my own community, right? Yeah. Like, just have a bit of pride, man. Just take care of if you go to the shops, the cash and carries, they all look the same. If you go to London, Manchester, just have a bit of pride and tidy up, man.
But
tidy your areas up, man. Do you know what I mean?
We need to fix up, man.
Fix up.
We need to get into communities and show them, innit? And you know what the problem is, like, what I find about Islam is like this. If you follow the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him, and follow what the Allah given us, it would be beautiful. But they use culture with religion. It doesn't work.
100%. That's what the problem is.
If you got good things in your culture, bring it into your religion, it's fine. But you got negative things, don't bring it in. It does not work. Yeah. Like forced marriage, arranged marriage, hitting attacking your own family members. That's all wrong. Stealing from people, or it's a right to take from someone if someone takes from us. That is not religion. That is culture.
It's like what you mentioned about your biological father. Yeah. When you went to Vietnam, you've seen that the women on one side are eating and they get bones and the leftovers, where the men on the other side and they get the whole meat, the nice stuff. But when you went over there, you flipped the plates.
Yeah, I flipped the plate. He didn't like it. My father didn't like it. He thought we were very disrespectful. But you got kids and women because in Vietnam they got this massive silver tray. Like how most of our Muslims do, put the food on the tray, we're eating, but they got plates on the tray. So women on the side, man on the side. But when I saw that, I thought, what is going on here, bro? They're getting like tomatoes. But I like the tomato. Give me some of that.
Yeah.
Give him some of it. Give them that one.
Yeah.
Meat, give them. I like the bones. But my father didn't like it. He just took everything, switch it over, and then came over. It's wrong, brother. It's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
So if we had members from each community, like me, South Asian community, you from the East Asian community, etc., all stand up and fix our own problems.
Yeah, I think we'll be a lot better.
We'll be a lot better, man. It's about accountability from taking accountability across all the boards, not just one person or one ethnic group.
I think, you know what I say, the best thing you do, because there's a brother reached out to me, said to me he wanted to do a little speech for the community, for the Pakistani community as well, especially for them. And to guide them and help them as well, talk through how we were very similar. Our background and our culture is very similar. Arranged marriage and all this kind of stuff. We have that kind of stuff in our country as well. You know, we're not different. The Chinese have the same thing. But what the English don't realise is they think that when you arrange marriage, you force them to get married. It's not like that.
Yeah, of course.
You arrange it for two younger, obviously the girl and boys to see each other. If they're happy, they get married. They're not happy, they move on and then do what they think. They think all my arrangement means you force them marriage. It's not like that.
Yeah.
If these English people, they can see, or not just English, but other people that are Muslims, see that even the Chinese are saying, forced marriage, men beat women. That's all wrong. Our Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings on him, says that the best of men are the ones that look after their wives, who respect them. Don't come out that rubbish about that, but we abuse our women, we have the rights. We do not have rights to abuse women. We're not allowed to have rights to hit anyone. Yeah. As a Muslim, we're not allowed. That's what made me better. But the things I used to do, but I used to go beat people for fun. You know, if you jump in a car and I'll hit you, but now I have to think, Allah's watching over me. I can't be doing that. Like I said in one of the instances, there's a guy that scratched he dented my Mercedes. And I got really upset that day. I really got to go, give him one, do one to him. But then on the way to go and get him, I was crying out to Allah. I'm so sorry. This is what I'm thinking. I don't want it, And I asked Allah to forgive me. And as I turned back round, one of the black brothers came out and saw me. I was vexed up and everything. He said, "What's wrong? What's wrong, Richard? What's wrong?" I said, "My guy dented my car and I was on the way there to do it, but then obviously, my mind, things went in my mind and, I felt bad. And I said, I can't do this. So the brother goes, "Where is he?" I'll do it for you. I said, "Brother, I can't do that because if I send you there to do it, it's no different from me getting the sin and you get the sin. It's the same thing, bro."
Yeah.
So you have to change your way, fix your way up. We have to fix ourselves up. As Muslims, I'm not a Muslim by name. I'm a Muslim by heart and name. I'm proud of it. I stand proud as a Muslim. And that's how you say, and people say Muslim is Muslim. What does Muslim mean? It means you submit your will to one true God. But they think Muslim means something else. It means you submit your will to one true God. That's what they need to know. They think Muslim means some kind of spooky shit, You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Muslim is some kind of organised, like Triads. That's what they think. That's what they think, but it's not about Triad.
We're just normal people, man, normal family-oriented people. But like I said, I think most people are waking up to that fact now. Yeah. And seeing the reality of the situation, do you know what I mean? Respect, man. Bro, we talked about a lot of things there. I don't know how we came to this topic, right?
I know. But this topic can be on a side thing,
Yeah, no, 100% now. Do you know what I mean?
That's
I don't really script my podcast, it just flows, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what it is? We talk the truth about Islam and this topic we talk about can bring it over to that, it's a beautiful thing to be about. But I always say, before I even say anything, the last thing before I even stop anything, I say, guys, give up the gang life. Who is in a gang life, give it up. Leave it because it's dead. Yeah. Gang life is only to use you and abuse you. They have no interest in you, just like the politicians. They don't care about you.
100%. We've got 10 minutes, so I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire questions. Yeah, this is more fun, more light-hearted, and a bit, yeah. What's one thing people would be shocked to know about you?
But if you know me before, I was not to glorify nothing, but you don't want to get in my wrong side. You don't want to get in my wrong side. And those who lived, obviously, today, who's been through it, they know what time it is. They know what I'm talking about. And I'm not here to glorify nothing. If you guys have come out there to say, the man son, you don't know me, bro. I don't care about you. I don't care what you think of me. The truth is the truth. If you know me, you know me. If you rode with me, you know me.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, you know. That's it. That's what it is.
What's your guilty pleasure that would ruin your street credit? So meaning something that you like doing, but you're shy to tell people because, on the streets they might cuss you out, basically, and diss you.
I don't have anything.
Fair enough.
I don't have anything. I like that people would destroy my. No.
My last guest said that he likes holding hands with his wife, but in the streets he can't. He's seen as a softie if he does that.
Yeah,
Do you get this is when he was in the gang life. Do you get it?
Yeah, that's a bit like his Triads are a bit like that, but I don't really
Yeah,
give a damn. I don't hold my hands with my
yeah.
wife anyway.
Yeah.
I don't hold hands with women. No, I don't hold hands with women, so I'm okay. Yes, that is it's factual. What you said is right though, because if a Triad member gets to walk in the street, hold
Showing
hands,
love to his woman, basically.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Very showing for. But I don't hold my wife's hand though. I'm okay. And you walk to see me, I don't hold hands with my wife. If anything, when I'm walking, my wife will put her hand under my hand. I don't hold her hand. Okay, say that. Okay, another thing. If you get cold in a woman's bag for a woman, you're in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, some men I've seen Triads actually hold bags for their women, brother. Embarrassing, brother.
Have you done that before?
No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that, brother. I won't do that. I'll tell you straight, leave it. I don't do it.
Yeah. If you could sit down with your younger self for 30 seconds, what would you say to him?
Turn away from this whole down life and stop the hatred and learn to forgive. That's the best thing you can do. Walk away. If anyone hurt you in the past, forgive them. Yeah.
What's the best advice you got but ignored?
Man, that's a hard one, brother.
Think about it.
One. People, older generation guys have told me not to do certain things, but I've ignored it. And it's put me in a bad place. Yeah, so it advised me not to do this, and I went and done it.
And these are involving things with violence.
Yes.
Basically,
Yes,
don't go out doing madness. But you
don't do it madness, I just went and done it anyway.
You went so anyway.
Don't walk down that road, it's not good for you, and I still went in.
Okay. Last question. If this was your last podcast you ever did, what would you want the world to hear?
Fix up, my man, fix up. I would say fix up and try to love one another and show love to one another, be kind to one another, follow the way of the Prophet. If you don't know who Prophet Muhammad is, may peace and blessings upon him, read about him. Read about him and you will know him, because I'm talking about him now 2 years in the game of my voice, brother. Once you listen to and hear the story of the Prophet, man, you can let everything go. That's all I can say to you. Forgive is the best thing to do. If someone's done wrong to you in the past, done wrong to you in the present time, learn to forgive them and walk away in peace, and you have peaceful life. Your life is very peaceful if you can forgive. Alhamdulillah.
It's a beautiful way to end the podcast, man. Brother Musa, thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Alhamdulillah, brother.
It's been amazing having you on, man.
Alhamdulillah. I'll say to you, but I try to offer ask Allah today when I come on the podcast, probably use this opportunity to help people. Don't let me say anything that misguide people. I just want to help people. Alhamdulillah.
I think you're doing a good job, man. If you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you leave a comment, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps the new channel more than you know. With that being said, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.